The president was at the opening plenary of the World Economic Forum in Saudi Arabia, and the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, actually said that the tough economic decisions taken by his administration at this time were all necessary to reset the economy and create a pathway for growth in the country. According to him, Nigeria would have gone bankrupt if his administration had not discontinued the payment of fuel subsidies. And he said, though the policy came with economic pains, it was in the best interest of Nigerians. All right, so that's the president saying removing fuel subsidy saved us as a country from bankruptcy, and it remains one of the best decisions taken by his administration at the time they took the decision. All right, let's quickly take a minute. Let's go listen to the president have his say at the World Economic Forum in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We'll be back. Bola Ahmed Tinubu there. Prince Chilaka, let me come to you. How would you react to the president's statements? Tough decisions taken by his administration, in his opinion, are quite necessary, even though they do come with some pains, such as the ones Nigerians are experiencing at the moment. But in the long run, it will actually result in Nigeria having a better and robust economy. How would you react, sir?
Tough decisions, interest of the Nigerian people. And who are the Nigerian people? I mean, this government has been very sensitive to the plight of the ordinary Nigerians. If you look at it very well, if you're taking a tough decision and you do not consult, you do not do consultations, you are not even asking how will the people you're governing survive this temporary or whatever tough decisions you're taking, then the government is not ready to alleviate the suffering of the people. This tough decisions has plunged a lot of Nigerians into poverty.
Based on what you have just said? Let me butt in quickly. Based on what you have just said, yes, you agree those are tough decisions, but the problem you have with it is that it's coming at a price, and the price is the suffering of the majority of Nigerians. But that's what the president said. It will come with a lot of pain. At what point would it have been the best time for him to take these decisions? Because you and I know that those decisions someday, somehow need to be taken. When would you have preferred for him to have taken those decisions?
Patience, do you know the power of the president? Have you ever sat back to think about, what the president has around him as power? How can a president on the day of inauguration come out and tell the whole country subsidy is gone without any plans in place, without any remedy, without nothing in place? Your economic team has not been formed. You have not held discussions with labor. You have not held discussions with even the Nigerians who purportedly you claim voted you into power. And you say subsidy is gone. Something you know that affects every Nigerian citizen. It affects their lives. If you were going to take a decision as a father that has 5, 6, 10 children, you will consult, you will take some level of consultation, you will do some level of analysis, you will do some planning to say, okay, if I take this decision, I have this to fall back to, or my family have this to fall back to. But this is not what this presidency has done. This presidency is taking decisions without taking into consideration how it affects the same people you claim you are protecting, the same people you claim you are governing. We're still battling with the issue of fuel subsidy, and then you bring in electricity tariff. And then everything has gone haywire. So what is it that the government is doing? This is almost a year. May 29th will be 1 year of this government. How has it fared on the lives of the Nigerian people? Are Nigerian people looking better than they were before? No. Nigerians are getting more poorer, because right now you don't even have a middle class. You either have those who are super rich and those who are becoming super poor. So the government is indirectly plunging Nigerian people into poverty. And you're telling me that it is something you want people to endure. Those in government, are they enduring the same thing? It's in this same country you are taking a decision that you say that Nigerians will have to endure. You are buying cars of 160 million for your senators. 130 million for your honorable members. Are they not Nigerians? What makes them different from the ordinary Nigerians? So when the government comes out to say, oh, be here with us, we have taken steps, we're taking decisions to better your lives. But where is it? Whose life is being bettered right now? Whose life? So for me, whatever policy this government is putting in place is not in the interest of the ordinary Nigerians. So long as Nigerians cannot afford 3 square meal a day, so long as a lot of Nigerians are pulling their children out of school, so long as Nigerians cannot sleep with light, so long as Nigerians cannot access good health, something is wrong. It means that the government needs to go back to the drawing board and find out where they've gone wrong and begin to correct themselves. And what makes you a good leader is your ability to accept that you have done something wrong and make amends for the greater good of the Nigerian people. This is what the government needs to do right now.
Thank you, Prince Chilaka. Mazi,
yeah.
How would you react to the statement?
I think we got it from the onset. During the campaign, almost all the presidential candidates agreed that the fuel subsidy is supposed to go and should go. But it should have been a systematic. It's supposed not to be immediate. And they all agreed that before it is removed, there are some certain things that we put in place before it is finally. If I were the president, I wouldn't have said it. I would have given a time lag. Ladies and gentlemen, after due consultation, not like what happened, then I will come to a roundtable and suggest for their understanding that the first subsidy will be removed for a period of 1 year. After that, we will now look how it has fared. But unfortunately, they say it's gone. And there was nothing. Madam Pesce, look at what happened. During that inauguration day, he says there are some measures that we put in place to cushion in the effect of this. Have they put it in place? What about where are the bosses? The salary, has it been increased? Nothing has. And on top of it, like I said, you brought in the high tariff on electricity. You want to suffocate the people who say, you see, the issue here is this. He said it was taken in the best interest of Nigerians. Otherwise, Nigeria would have been declared bankrupt. But then my question is this, I answered the same thing. I answered, where are we now? Are we not in that bankruptcy? What is bankrupt? Being bankrupt, unable to service your loan, right? Unable to settle what is important. And you have seen Nigerians now eating beyond, even from the Dutch bill. Before the Nigerians were eating from the, but now we are going to look beyond the Dutch bill to see something to eat. Is that what Nigerians are suffering? Agreed. And like he said, how come you have not reduced the cost of governance? They look at the bogus salaries being paid, allowances anyway, being paid to our lawmakers. 160 million, 130 million, each senator and each member. And you didn't look into that. Then I learned that there are some fleet of plane in the presidential.
Factual statements.
But it was okay, it was carried.
Factual statements.
So it was carried, so it's not me.
Go ahead.
But anyway, what I say is this. The implication of this first subsidy removal is that Nigeria is no longer number, it has gone beyond number one. If there's anything beyond number one, that's where Nigerians are.
In what ranking?
Look, poverty.
Okay.
Poverty. Because, you see, like I said somewhere, if you mean well, there should have been consultation. There should have been time lag. You should have been people. You would have seen a leader is a person who leads by example. A leader is a person who has followers. A leader is a person who said, "Look, not I, but we." Do you understand me? Not I. We. Let me talk about when did we come out from recess? When did we come out? Now the national grid, whatever. Do you enjoy life now? The same thing. So we are talking about governance. We are talking about the interest of the people. We are talking about good budget. And I said here some time ago, a budget that does not make provision for an average man to have food on his table is not a good budget to the citizens. So what we have seen today is that, Madam P, how much is a pint of garri? In the East now, it is 3,300. Here the same thing, right? Now, why didn't I bring garri for you and for other people? How much is a bag of rice now? How much is it? A bottle of palm oil, how much is it now? So everything has affected. Then look at it, the fuel subsidy, fuel scarcity now. We are now, and my friend governor say he has increased the salary of Edo workers to 70,000. I said, why is he increasing it now? So everything around us is corruption, like Chilaka said. And I agree with him. I don't have any reason to doubt him. I agree no less with him. Corruption, and lack of planning. In one of your sister radio stations, they said, why not bring out those experts that work with Obasanjo? Why not bring back those experts that work with Jonathan? They will teach you. I listened to Governor of Anambra State in one of the channel programs. He was asked, you were invited by the president some time ago as economic team. What did you tell him? What did you discuss? He said he doesn't believe in discussing what he discussed with on the page of paper or social media. But he said he believes that he's a smart guy. But then one thing is clear. It's another thing for you to advise, another thing for the person you advise to take it. That's what I mean. So, but then the issue is this. If you are a president, as we have elected you anyway, whether I like it or not, is our president, then people are, I listened to one of the senators yesterday. He said, President, I'm a member of your party. Nigerians are suffering. Those people around you, those your advisors, those your whatever, they are not telling the truth. Nigerians are suffering. Sit back and review your policies. But I don't know whether something is.
Thank you, Mazi. All right, so at the World Economic Forum, the president went on to talk about how some of these policies, even though in the short run, might not be, giving us the kind of results we want now, but on the long term, Nigerians will begin to enjoy the gains from this policy. But whether or not Nigerians will be patient enough, to allow this policies run its full course is another conversation. Because if you take it to cognizance, the reaction of my analysts, plus of course the sentiment expressed on social media, it's a bit too much for an average Nigerian at the moment. Plus, tomorrow on the program, we'll be looking in depth at the power minister saying Nigerians either pay the hike in electricity tariff or continue to remain in darkness. Okay, all right, so before we close up the program this afternoon, please, Chilaka, so I can let you get back to work. Do you have last thoughts on this issue of fuel scarcity and also how Nigerians, can cope with the situation we are in at the moment?
Those who lead Nigerians have come to the conclusion that Nigerians can take anything thrown at them. And that's why you can have a minister say all manner of things and nobody says anything to him. First of all, your minister for power had told us before that we are careless with the way we use light, which he apparently said he was sorry about, and now he's telling us to our faces that if we don't accept the hike, we should stay in darkness. And I keep asking, those that they sold NEPA to, what did they bring to the table? What did they bring to the table for the Nigerian people? It is high time we understand that the bourgeois have hijacked this country, and the Nigerians must be ready and willing to take back their country one way or the other. Thank you.
Thank you, Prince Chilaka. All right, Mazi.
You see, Madam P, you see, I get worried each time we talk about this power, fuel, something. When Mr. President, former President Obasanjo came on board, he said, I will fight corruption. And electricity, there will be no power shortage. If there will be any power outage, it will be announced. It will be long. And he was there for 8 years. Yaradua came. Dr. Jonathan came on board. Then Buhari came on board. What is that mustard that is making our power, our energy not to work? Why is it that we cannot have steady power from 1999 to now? What is actually wrong? Why is it that we cannot have, a regular supply of water, regular supply of light, regular supply of fuel? 24 years after we come back, What is wrong? We should know. We are not fools. We are not that. Even though some people say they are learned, we are not learned, but we are educated. This is not a country we made. Those of us that saw it 50s, 60s, we are weak. Seeing Nigeria is good. You see, somebody called me from Cote d'Ivoire. I said, I don't know. They took our life. He said, when would they go? I said, I don't know. It will take up to 2 or 3 days. He said, in the country, look, Ghana here celebrated uninterrupted power supply.
Let me butt in, Mazi.
So as the giant of Africa,
just last week,
we claim ourselves. We can't have supply. We don't have fuel.
Just last week, Mazi, Tanzania shut down 5 stations, 5 power stations, because the country was generating too much electricity. There was too much electricity. They had to shut down.
Are we generating?
They had to shut down some power stations.
And I listened
your
to
question about
I listened to one of them.
It's on the list of
a situation where we want to generate 6,000 megawatts. At this present, from 1999 to now, we are battling. It's not laughable. Rest my case, my dear.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Prince Chilaka. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to join us virtually on the show today. Thank you. Have a good day at work. Okay. All right. So thank you. That's the show for us today. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of it. Thank you, Mazi, for coming in. Out there. Anyways, it is what it is. Still queues at major filling stations, those ones that have fuel to sell. And the least you can get out there is about 800, 840. Some filling stations are, charging as high as 900 naira per liter, and that's in Lagos. Okay, so different prices in different states. Like the person who reacted earlier, Kenneth from Kogi, he did say it's 1,000 naira in his area. Up north, they are buying as high as 2,000 naira for a liter of petrol. Anyways, tomorrow, 1st of May, is Workers' Day. Yes, another Workers' Day is here. And of course, issues around the welfare of an average Nigerian worker will be on the table. We'll be looking at that vis-a-vis. Let's not forget that the current minimum wage expires today. The current minimum wage of 30,000. So what will be the new minimum wage as proposed by the federal government of Nigeria? The labor unions, NLC and TUC, have jointly proposed 615,000 naira to the federal government. Anyways, we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, the Edo State governor has preempted, tomorrow's Workers' Day by raising the minimum wage in Edo State to 70,000 naira. We'll be looking at all of that, plus the power minister telling Nigerians, pay this new tariff or continue to stay in darkness. Thank you again for watching.